Dear students, in this lecture I will discuss how to create pandas data frame. At first I will import the required libraries. Import numpy as np and import pandas as pd. Now I will show you how to create empty data frame with given row indices and column names. Suppose the row indices are given using a numpy array like this: rows equal to np.array, and the indices are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can use any kind of indices. The indices may be strings also. And consider the column names are given using a numpy array like this np.array, and consider we have three columns and the column names are a, b and c. Note that here all the column names are string. Now I will show you how to create an empty data frame with these given row indices and column names. Suppose the name of the empty data frame is emptydf. Emptydf equal to pd.dataframe. Within the round bracket you need to mention the data. You want to create an empty array of the size specified by the size of the rows and calls variables. So data equal to np.empty, and then you need to specify the number of rows and the number of columns like this: rows.size and calls.size. I have a separate video on how to create empty numpy array. The link of that video is given in the I button above and in the description of this video. Now you need to mention the index, and here the index is provided by the variable rows, and you also need to mention the column names. So columns will be equal to calls. Now this will create an empty data frame with the given row indices and column names as mentioned here. These are the row indices and these are the column names. Now if you execute this statement, this will create an empty data frame emptydf. You can check the content of this emptydf like this. So here you can see an uninitialized empty data frame having the row indices as specified by us and with the column names as specified by us is created, and the data that you can see here are arbitrary data. So this is the way you can create an empty data frame with given row indices and column names. Now I will show you how to create a data frame with given row indices and column names where all the entries are set to infinity. We are going to use the same row indices as defined here and the same column names as defined here. Let us call this data frame infidf. We will use the same command like above, pd.dataframe, and then we need to mention the data. Again I will create a numpy array where all the elements of this numpy array will be infinity, and this array will be considered as the data of our infidf data frame. So data equal to np.full, and then you need to mention the number of rows using rows.size. You also need to mention the number of columns using calls.size, and then you need to mention the element by which you want to full the numpy array. So here we want all the elements to be infinity, so we need to write down np.inf. One thing that you need to keep in your mind that the number of rows and the number of columns must be provided as a list, so we need to use square brackets. Now we need to mention the index of this data frame. So index equal to rows, and we also need to mention the column names. So columns will be set to calls, and this will create a data frame with given row indices and column names where all the entries are set to infinity. you can check the content of this data frame infidf like this. So here you can see the row indices are set to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and here you can see the column names are A, B and C, and all the elements here are set to infinity. So this is the way you can create a data frame with given row indices and column names where all the entries are set to infinity. Now I will show you how to set an element of a data frame using iloc. Consider this infidf data frame, and suppose we want to set the 00 element to 5. That means the element at the row 0 and at the column 0. Column 0 means the column with the name A. So A, B, C are the column names, but the position of the column A is 0, B is 1 and the position of the column C is 2. And we can use these values to set an element using iloc like this: infidf dot iloc, and within square brackets you need to mention the row position and the column position of the item that you want to set. Here the row position is 0 and the column position is also 0, and then you need to mention the value that you want to set, and here the value is 5. And now if you again look into the infidf data frame, then you can see that the first row is set to 5. So this is the way you can use the iloc to set an element of a data frame. Now I will show you how to set an element of a data frame using loc. So in case of iloc, we need to use the position of the row and the column. That means the position of the row index and the position of the column index are used. But in case of loc, you need to specify the row index value and the column name. Suppose you want to change this value to 9 and it has the row index value 3 and the column name is B. So you need to write down infidf dot loc, and within the square brackets you need to mention the row index value, that is 3, and then the column name, that is B, and then you need to mention the value that you want to set there, and here the value is 9. And now if you check the infidf data frame, you can see that the value at the row having the row index value 3 and with the column name B is changed to 9. So this is the way loc operates with the data frame. So these are the two ways by which you can set an element to a data frame, either using iloc or using loc. In case of iloc, you need to use the position of the indices, position of the row indices and position of the column indices. And in case of loc, you need to mention the row index value and the column name, not the position of the column index. In case of loc, you need to mention the column name. Now I will show you how to save a data frame in a file. We have already created a data frame in infidf and the content is shown here. Now I will show you how to save this data frame in a text file where tab will be used as a separator among the values, and I will keep only the column names, not the row indices. That means 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These row indices will not be saved in the text file. Only the column names will be there in the text file. To save this data frame infidf into a text file, we need to write down infidf dot toCSV. toCSV is a method, and then we need to pass the file name, and suppose the file name is dfdata.txt, you need to mention the file extension, then you need to mention the separator, and here I will use tab as a separator. Then I need to mention the encoding, and here I am using UTF-8 encoding. And as we don't want to save the row indices, I will write down index equal to false. So when you execute this statement, this data frame will be saved in a file called dfdata.txt. And as you can see here, if you open the dfdata.txt file, you can see the column names are there. There is no row indices of the rows, only the row values are saved. So this is the way you can save a data frame in a text file without having the row indices but having the column names as shown here. So this is the end of this lecture. Like this video, share this video and subscribe to the channel. Bye.